Welcome back to another episode of Bromance. I'm Brian, and today I had Cohen Padley on the pod. Cohen, if you guys don't know, is super young. He's only 17 years old, and he is from Canada. If you guys want to skip to the dodgeball part, I will say we did talk about sports for a while, so I haven't edited it yet, but I'd say probably skip to 20 to 25-ish minutes. But that's it. I hope you guys enjoy. Welcome back to another episode of Bromance. I'm Ryan, and today we got Cohen on. Cohen, how we doing, baby?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Just put my son down. Just came back from the gym. The gym is slammed because it's what January 7th, so everyone's going to be at the gym for like the
Yeah,
next 2 weeks and then quit.
that's how I feel like every year kind of starts with everyone. Everyone's in the gym and then they're like 2 weeks and nah, I'm done.
Yeah,
It's not meant for everyone.
it's insane. Like I went today at like 4 o'clock, which is actually really early for me, and I was like, okay, like I'll beat everyone there, and nope.
Just good at, I feel like even like I go to my high school gym and it's still like there's kids that are packed in there like every year. Now that I'm in the last year, I've seen every year and it's just you get like those odd like 10, 15 people that come and then it's like a week later they're all gone. They're like it's not meant for the gym's not meant for everyone.
Nope. We have a gym actually at my job, and I've never used it before. It's a pretty nice gym, and I'm strongly considering for like the next month just going there.
That yeah, I feel like it's just really good to like as soon as I'm done school, I don't gotta go anywhere. It's just right down the hallway to a gym and I go to a pretty like I go to a sports academy school, so it's we've got a pretty like nice gym in there. So I mean it's very efficient for me. So
Yeah, hell yeah, that sounds fun.
yeah.
All right, Cohen. I don't know if you've watched episodes in the past, but I try to start every episode with like it's supposed to be like 5, 10 minutes, but sometimes it's half an hour, but of sports talk. So, do we have any crazy NBA takes or NFL or anything you want to get off the dome?
I think NFL, I think the Denver Broncos aren't as good as people think they are. I think they are a defense heavy team that relies on their defense. And I think that they can easily be taken down by other teams in the AFC they play against.
I'm trying to go through my bracket right now for the playoffs for like we do like a family ESPN bracket for playoffs, and I have the Texans beating. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna blank right now. Um, the Steelers, and then I have the Texans also beating the Broncos.
I mean, I don't like I said, like I feel like the Texans are a both very good defensive and offensive team compared to I feel like the Broncos are just straight defense and that's how they win their games. So I wouldn't say
Defense
that's a
and at
bad
home.
take. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So you live in Canada and you
Yeah.
watch the NFL.
Yeah, quite often.
What is your team?
My team is the Kansas City Chiefs, sadly.
Oh, okay. I was gonna guess Bills.
That's my brother's favorite team, actually. So it's a pretty good rivalry in this house at times.
So who do you think is gonna win the Super Bowl?
It's a big there's some good contenders this year. I'm in favor of I think Seattle or like I think the Rams. I think it's someone in the NFC this year again. I think it's gonna be the Rams or Seattle Seahawks that take it home this year.
Seattle, their defense is really good, and their home field is absolutely insane. And I like Sam Darnold. I remember when he was first drafted into the league, and I felt bad that he got drafted by the Jets. But I, I'm
For
pulling for
sure.
Sam Darnold, except for when they play the Eagles, if they get to play the Eagles, or if the Eagles get to play them. But if the Eagles do play them, I think he might turn into a pumpkin. But we'll see.
That could be very possible. But yeah, I think the playoffs this year, especially on the NFC side, is going to be very difficult for some teams.
Yeah, and there's no Chiefs on the other side of the bracket.
No.
The Bengals again. We'll see what happens next year.
Yeah.
No Ravens.
hmm that's a big game on that Steelers versus Ravens game. It
I
was crazy ending for sure.
I have one friend who is a Rams fan, and I'm sorry, not Rams, Ravens, and then I have one friend that's a Steelers fan. So I personally don't really care who won that game, but I was texting my friend who was a Steelers fan at halftime. Actually, you know what? I texted him the week before they even played, and I was like, "This is the grossest, stinkiest. I want to throw up in my mouth game ever." And it says Steelers all over it. And at halftime, I text him. I'm like, dude, Steelers are going to come back and win. Like, this is such a Steelers game. And I went to bed because I'm not staying up till midnight to watch those two shit team plays. And I woke up and I saw that he missed the kick, and I'm like, oh my god, what a way to end your season.
Well, it's like that kicker also hasn't missed like a kick under 50 yards the whole season or something. Like that was like just a total fluke that costed them the season. So
I want to say it was like a 42 or 44-yard field goal, but I mean,
yeah,
the kid's a rookie. It's on the road. You
mhm.
know, that's probably the highest pressure kick he's had of his entire life.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like especially being on that road really added that pressure to it for sure.
Yeah. All right. I got one more NFL question, and we can get into some NBA a little bit. So there is currently 7 vacant head coaching jobs. The Ravens, the Raiders, the Browns, the Giants, the Titans, the Cardinals, and the Falcons. Which job, if you were going to be a head coach, would you want to take here?
In my opinion, I think I would go to the Ravens in my opinion, just because I feel like they have like a solid system that is highly developed with Lamar and like Derrick Henry, and then also like their defense is not horrible, but it's solid. So I feel like if you're a new head coach going into a team, it's a team that you know you can build and you have assets around you to form a solid winning season for sure.
Going through this list, I think for me personally, I'll just go through it real quick. So the Ravens, I think their division is too tough, and I know the Bengals every year, they kind of choke, but uh, I think that the Bengals are going to get better. You get to play the Steelers, which sucks, and the Browns. I mean, they got rid of their head coach too, so we'll see what happens there. The Raiders, absolutely not. That division's loaded. The Browns, no thank you. Couldn't pay me enough. The Giants. I know a lot of people are interested in the Giants head coaching job. They have Malik Neighbors, they have Scadaboo, they have Jackson Dart. But again, that's another tough division. Like you have to play the Eagles, the Cowboys every year, whether their offense is super good or they get a bunch of home games and a bunch of calls. Like they're tough to play. The Commanders, they can't be any worse. I mean, they had like the season from hell. Um, so I don't know about. I think the Giants, in my opinion, would be second. The Titans, no thank you. The Cardinals, I don't think so. You got to see what you're doing at quarterback. Um, Got to figure out what you're doing with Kyler Murray. Like I don't know if he's going to go to another team or
I feel like he's just that Arizona team is just seems like he's not really fitting in there, and I don't think he's the right quarterback for Arizona, in my opinion.
I think he's like one of those like hype highlight quarterbacks that's like fun to watch or there's going to be some like cool social media clips of him, but if that's like your quarterback of your team, I mean, bro is like 4'9". That has to be infuriating. He can't see over his O line. Like that's got to be tough.
Yeah, I feel like with those, like what you said with the Bengals, like you have a lot of units on that team that you can easily work with, especially on that offense with Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow if he stays healthy, and same with even like T. Higgins at times. Like they have some elite level like wide receivers on that team for sure.
Yeah, I mean that's a crazy duo, and Higgins is people obviously know that he's really good, but I think he's super underrated still.
I feel like especially this season he proved himself with I feel like Jamar kind of under played this season. I don't think he played as good as he can, but especially with missing Joe Burrow in that lineup for I think it was like 2 to 3 months or something, it was pretty rough for them to get him in there, especially when he's always a number one target on the team. So he's gonna have two guys on him at least. So It's tough.
That was pretty rough season for him, except for the one game that I think he had almost 20 targets by Joe Flacco.
Yeah, I just think he can be insane if he can just get into open space and the quarterback can get that ball to him in time for sure.
They remind me a lot of the Cowboys, where like their offense is really good, but their defense you can never count on. And I think it was this not this past, I guess this current year, it was the year before. I think they lost like 6 games with scoring over 30 points, which that's crazy.
I feel like even with Micah Parsons, I feel like their defense still wasn't very strong. But yeah, their offense even this year has been with adding George Pickens, I feel like has still been a pretty solid offense for sure.
hmm and then the last team that I didn't mention yet, and this would be my team, I think, to like the most coveted, I guess, head coaching job would be the Falcons because you got to figure out what you're doing at quarterback. I think if you want like a game manager, then Kirk Cousins is a good option. You still
Mhm.
have him on the books. I saw a report yesterday that they want to like restructure his deal to make it more team friendly. Maybe they could try to trade him, but you have Michael Penix. Got to figure out what you're doing with that. But you have some serious good offensive players like Bijan Robinson, one of the best running backs in the league. Got Drake London, who's kind of always hurt, but he's nasty. And they have Kyle Pitts, and he's supposed to be a free agent. But if they could re-sign him, their defense this year is really good. That division is always up in the air, and playing in Atlanta, like I feel like they have a real home advantage.
I feel like, yeah, that's definitely a team with serious offensive and defensive weapons for sure. Like they can make plays on both sides of the field.
And Atlanta, they take all their sports serious, like the Braves. They got, the Falcons. They got the Hawks, and then like the Georgia Bulldogs, which that's I feel
Mhm.
like the superior team out there.
Yeah, for sure. I'd say they're one of the top in like college history for sure.
Yeah. All right, and that is it for football. Do we have any basketball takes or anything you want to get off your chest?
Mm. Basketball, let's see. Well, I saw that Oklahoma hasn't been playing very good recently. They've been on that kind of downfall. I think they were what 6-5 in their last 11 games or something. And I think they just lost to the Hornets by 27 or something it was. Like
Yeah.
that's a pretty big loss for a team that's started off 24-1 and is not as good anymore. So
Yeah, and so I think they lost 6 of their last 12, and half of their losses were to the Spurs, which is actually kind of crazy. But the Spurs are really good this year.
yeah, for sure. With Wemby and Stephon Castle and all of them, I think they make Wemby is also just a freak of nature, so he just makes offensive and defensive plays all the time.
Yeah, the Spurs, like their guards are so good. And you mentioned Stephon Castle, but so he's from UConn, which is in Connecticut. So
Hmm.
I've been like watching Stephon Castle when he was in college, and I mean he was really good. And I didn't think he was going to be what he is now, but I mean he's disgusting.
Yeah, I think that team has a lot of future ahead of them for at least 5+ years.
Do you think because they have a lot of assets with like that De'Aaron Fox trade, do you think that they would say fuck it and go all in and trade like 5 first round picks and like a big salary contract for Giannis?
I feel like it's a hard decision because I mean Giannis is yeah, he's looking for a trade, right? He's looking to get out of Milwaukee. So I feel like they they shouldn't, in my opinion, just because that's if they've got all these first round picks, they should probably keep them for future players as Giannis is getting a little older now, right? He's like almost 30.
I think he's 30, and it's kind of crazy, but I'm pretty sure that I saw his very first game in the NBA because I'm a big Knicks fan and I used to go to every Knicks home opener. And I went to the Knicks Bucks home opener. I believe he was a rookie that year. I think he was 18, so that was 12 years ago. But Yeah, I mean, I feel like with the Spurs, it's kind of tough because you could say like, hey, we're not going to trade any of our assets. We're going to keep our window open, like they did with Tim Duncan and Tony Parker and Manu and stuff
Mm,
like that. But you could also say like, hey, Wemby's like 7'5", no joke, and he could get hurt at any time. It could be something super serious or a career ending. So I think that would be tough if he gets hurt and their window closes immediately. So I could see a world where they would say, "Hey, you know what? We're going to go all in for the next 2 years, 3 years, whatever." Um, but I'm excited. That's a fun team to watch.
yeah, I think they have, well, they have a crazy defensive team with Wemby getting blocks left, right, and center. And then, I mean, they have the offensive finishers like Stephon Castle is a big one for them as well. And then obviously Wemby is able to get over anyone he wants, basically. So, yeah, I think that team is a big future for them with especially a lot of their good guys being so young.
Tough team to play.
Hmm
So living in Canada, who is your NBA team that you root for?
My team is the Toronto Raptors.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
So it's been like, I feel like most times it's always just got to go with the Canadian team. Same with baseball, it's just Toronto Blue Jays. So just going with the Canadian home team.
Okay, so I'm a Knicks fan, and the Knicks made a
Hmm
big trade with the Raptors 2 years ago. OG Anunoby and Precious Achiuwa for RJ Barrett and Manuel quickly. It's been 2 years. How do you feel about that trade?
Honestly, I think it worked out for our side as well as you guys' side. Like I feel like OG's been a good player for you guys for those 2 years, especially how RJ Barrett has stepped up and he's honestly been a huge role player on our team. And I think he just fits right in that squad perfectly.
I When I saw the trade, I was upset at first because I love Emmanuel quickly, but it kind of worked out. Just I think it kind of worked out for both teams. Like RJ, he's from Canada, so that makes sense. And
Mm.
they got quickly, and they didn't want to pay him the contract that the Raptors offered. So I get it from the Knicks' perspective, but I mean OG Anunoby, he's been an absolute dog. I think their
Mhm.
winning percentage when he's like on the court healthy, I think it's like over 70%. Same with like Josh Hart. So I mean, we'll see how far they can go into the playoffs this year.
Yeah, I mean, both teams are looking pretty solid this year. Like the Raptors are, I think they're at least top 12 right now, I think. Like we're going pretty Scotty Barnes has been an absolute dog this year. I think he had like what, 25 rebounds in one game or something it was. It was
Really?
yeah, he got 23 points, 25 rebounds, and he got a triple double that game, but it was like more rebounds than points is he was just throwing up shots and picking them right back up anyways. So just
Damn.
half of them were just offensive rebounds. I can't remember who it was against, but obviously not a good rebounding team for sure.
What do you think of your coach? It's I forget his last name, but it's like Darko something, right?
Yeah, it's I can't remember his last name. I just know I feel like he's done pretty well with us. Like I've seen videos of him in the locker room. He's pretty hype after big games and everything. And I think he's better than I think he's better than Nick Nurse in my opinion. I think he's more of a fit for the team than I mean Nick Nurse's team with the Raptors was different. That's when we had Kawhi and Kyle Lowry and everything. So it was a different team, but I think Darko fits this team pretty well.
I can agree with that. And my man always has a fresh fade, which I can appreciate.
Always got a new haircut.
Which I can appreciate. But that's it for basketball and football talk. I think that was only like 15 minutes, not too bad.
Not too bad.
All right, let's move into Would You Rather. So I have a friend who normally sends me Would You Rather questions, but I don't know if you're the right guest for some of those questions. We're gonna keep it more PG, and we're gonna do like a Canadian version of this. All right.
Sounds good.
All right. So I only got two questions. My first, Would you rather? Would you rather go to Tim Hortons or Starbucks?
That's so I love Tim Hortons because it's Canadian and it's just really affordable. They're everywhere here in like Canada. We still got a lot of Starbucks. Like you'll see them everywhere in stores and malls and schools and all those things. So it's just the only thing, like Starbucks coffee is like, in my opinion, it's pretty good. Like it's pretty good coffee. The only downside is you're spending like $7 to $8 on a coffee sometimes, and Tim Hortons you can get a coffee for probably around 3 to 4. So like if I go to Starbucks, it'd be like a treat once in a while kind of thing, but most of the time I'd probably just go to Tim Hortons over Starbucks just for like a every couple of days kind of thing.
This might be a silly question, but do you guys have Dunkin' Donuts in Canada?
I don't we might in one of the bigger cities, but we don't have them in like the smaller. If they're anywhere, they'd probably be in like Toronto or something. The
Okay.
big cities for sure.
What about Wawa? Do you know what Wawa is?
I don't think we got that there, and I don't know what it is. So
Oh no, it's probably like Tim Hortons, honestly. It's like pretty much it's like a deluxe gas station, but inside that they can make like pretty much whatever you want. Then I live in Connecticut, which is in New England, and every time I travel south, I'll always stop at least one or two, and I always like post a picture on like my Instagram story. But like they're in like Pennsylvania, they're in Jersey. My wife and I we went on vacation to Florida 2 years ago, and we went to Wawa for breakfast. Like I absolutely love Wawa.
so is it just like a very advanced like convenience store kind of thing?
I guess yeah, I guess you could say that, and they also sell gas, but uh, yeah, every time I go there, I have to take a picture, and I always go out of my way to go see one.
Yeah, I mean we've got like I think the closest that we got. Well, we obviously have like 7-Elevens that you can get like those the food that they have like warmed up all day and stuff like that. But we don't got anything like crazy. We got obviously like the normal gas stations, but I wouldn't say anything. I wouldn't want to eat over a normal plate thing at home. Like I know 7-Eleven's got some food, but it's not like some crazy stuff.
This got I'm sorry, 7-Eleven got nothing on this. And I got one quick story I'll share. Maybe I've shared it on here before, I don't know. But during the Seattle USA round, I went to, I'm so stupid. I went to 7-Eleven because it was like right down the street the night before the tournament. And I got stuff for the next day. So I got like Gatorades and, bananas and like pickles. And I got everything I needed to get, and I wanted a warm meal. So I just got like the chicken that they have up front. And I ate the chicken, and like obviously I get back to the hotel room, I eat everything. And I'm like, I'm starting to feel a little funny, but I'm just gonna go to bed. I'll feel all right in the morning. And I woke up at like 3 a.m. and my stomach was like a rock. And I was like, oh no, it was the 7-Eleven chicken.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust that stuff. Like I personally have never got anything from 7-Eleven, but I've been to 7-Eleven. Like there's quite a lot of them here. You just the whatever gas station you see, just go pick something, but I don't think I've ever thought of getting there. I know they have like hot dogs and stuff like that, and like I think they have nachos, but yeah, I've never thought of getting their food there because I mean, can't be crazy good because it's just gas station food. So,
Exactly. Yeah, it was a bad decision. I was just tired of eating like salads and fruit and stuff. Like I'm a pretty clean eater, but I
mhm.
was like, I need something warm tonight for tomorrow. But yeah, rough day. I showed up to the venue and I was running laps, and I before I ran laps, I looked for the trash can because I'm like, I'm trying to make myself throw up. I feel terrible right now.
Yeah, I that's the worst thing too is before tournaments, if you just aren't feeling well, it's just you got to somehow clear that system for sure.
Yeah. All right, and my last would you rather question. Would you rather see Canada win gold in hockey in the Olympics or your favorite NFL team win the Super Bowl?
I feel like this one's pretty easy for me, especially like the Chiefs. I feel like I'd rather see Canada win a gold in the Olympics because I mean the Chiefs have won 3 championships in the last 5 years, so and I think our dynasty's basically over by now. So I mean that's why I'd probably take Canada winning a gold in the Olympics over Kansas winning another championship in the NFL.
I thought you were going to say NFL team at first, but I didn't know what team that you liked. And then as soon as you said Chiefs like 15 minutes ago, I'm like, yeah, he's definitely going to switch to Canada winning gold here.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I feel like with like the World Juniors that just happened, I feel that well, obviously with Canada and USA, we have a big reputation in hockey being like the biggest hockey countries. So it's just I usually try to watch hockey sometimes, but most times if I watch it, it's like Olympics or just the big tournaments that are more national kind of level tournaments than just normal NHL or anything. So, but yeah, always good seeing your home country win championships. So
I think it was like the NHL All-Star weekend where they had like this country against this country and this country. What was it like? It was US, Canada, and I
oh,
think
it was the four nations. It was US, Canada, Finland, and Sweden, I think it was. Like those are like the four top, I think, in the world. So,
that's
but
the
yeah, I
last time I
think
watched hockey.
honestly, that's like the last time I've watched hockey and like actually sat down. Like sometimes it'll be in the background, but that was the last time I sat down and actually watched a hockey game.
It's interesting for me. It's not something that I would put on over any other sport, but like I'll sit down, I'll watch it, I understand it. I don't have a team, but like, I have a bunch of buddies. Like I have a buddy who's like an Avalanche fan. I have a buddy who's an Oilers fan. I have a buddy who's a Knights fan. So like I'll sit down, sometimes I'll watch it. I'll root for my friends' teams, but I really don't know any more than like maybe 10 players.
That's fair. I mean, I don't watch the game very often, but I used to watch it big as a kid, so it's kind of just being I understand the game. Got a lot of hockey friends, but like I'd said, I'd rather watch football or basketball over watching um hockey any day, honestly.
I don't blame you. All right, let's move into some dodgeball questions. So we'll start with questions from me. We got about 10-ish here, and then we'll go to questions from the people, and we have a fuck ton. So
Yeah, I saw that. We got quite a lot.
yeah, thank you to everyone who sent them in. So let's kind of move into the questions. First question, how did you get into dodgeball?
So I got into dodgeball when I was 14 years old when I started, and I started playing in our rec league in Regina. It's called Regina Youth Dodgeball, and it's basically started off as a rec league, and it was more of like a fun, you just kind of play the season, then it ended off with a year-end tournament, and it kind of like just got me like hooked in there, and I just enjoyed the games, kept playing, and then eventually I went out to Westerns in Sask the one time, and I wasn't old enough to play, so I just went out and shagged and met everyone, met all like the Team Canada guys at the time, all the other guys. I saw Shota and Dylan Cruz play for the first time, and they were insane to watch play. I met a lot of people. I met Andrew Ketchum, I met Cameron Parkey, I met all the big guys. So it was really cool, and that just even pushed me to like want to be like them when I keep playing. So it's like I don't know, it just got me hooked. It just seeing everyone playing just got me keep it just wants me to keep going.
And you said this was like 3 years ago?
Yeah, it was I want to say like 2022 or 2023 for sure.
Okay. Okay. All right, next question. How long have you been playing dodgeball?
I've been playing dodgeball for a little over 3 years now.
And okay, so you started in Regina. You met like Cam and Dylan and Shota and Ketchum. So this wasn't Worlds. You said this was Western. So like you guys do like kind of regional tournaments.
So it's like yeah, so it's called Westerns, but so it's mainly just you see a lot of like the West provinces like Sask, and you see like Manitoba, and you see some like there's BC sometimes, but it's mostly Manitoba and Sask are kind of like the Westerns, but then anyone can come. So it's like there'll be people from the US that come, there'll be people from Ontario, as far as like PEI will come out sometimes. So it's just like I feel like it's one of the bigger tournaments that get held in Canada, other than like Dodgeball Toronto and clubs and stuff like that. But I think it's fun always. It's a good tournament to play against all the other kinds of dodgeball players for sure.
Do you guys have like tours up there? So I've never really talked to anyone from Canada. Um, like I guess in depth, but do you guys have like tours? So like I'm sure you know for the US we'll have like like last year was like Seattle.
Mhm.
Um where else did we go? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking. We had Minnesota, we had Arizona, and then like we have like our nationals at uh Kansas City.
Yeah, so we don't have like tours like you guys do where you guys have like designated places where it's kind of like your qualifiers in a way kind of thing, where we just do each province holds their own provincials, which is like a qualifiers tournament, and say your team is allowed 3 spots from your province, then those top 3 teams that win that tournament go on to play at clubs or nationals kind of thing. So it's just instead of having them in different locations and you play in multiple, you just play in your one qualifier, and that just decides if you go to nationals.
I like that idea. Have you ever heard of UDC back in the day?
I don't think so.
So UDC was a Sky Zone thing. The last time, man, I'm trying to remember the last tournament that they've had. I want to say it was like close to 10 years ago now, probably 2016, 2017-ish, probably. But what they used to do is one time a year, they would hold qualifiers like throughout the country. And they would have like their big tournament in Las Vegas. And then they moved it to Orland Park in Chicago. But they would have qualifiers. And at first, you could only pick one. And if you win, you qualified. And then you can go out to Vegas and play the other 50 teams. And then they changed it the last few years where you can go to different qualifiers if you know, your team didn't win. But it kind of reminds me a lot of what you just talked about with your clubs.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen the Sky Zone dodgeball before. Like I feel like I remember watching it as a kid, and I feel that I think it was someone's podcast I was listening to. I think it was Rushdown. They were talking about UDC. I can't remember who was on it again, but it like just sparked my mind that I can't remember one of the teams that were always like top dogs in it. It was,
Oh, Doom.
yeah, I remember watching them. They were like powerhouse in there. I didn't know what the name of it. I just thought it was like Sky Zone Dodgeball or something, but it was. I remember them always watching them. They were always dominating everyone.
Yeah, that's actually what got me into it. Like, shit, I'm 30, so it got hit me into it when I was 16, where I was just going through YouTube and so Sky Zone and trampoline dodgeball, and the first few tournaments that they had, you could wear shoes on the court, you could wear gloves, and it was crazy. And it was more so like I guess more. I mean, I wasn't there, but it seemed like it was like a lot of like highlights and like really cool plays. And as the years go by, people were taking it. Not that they weren't taking it serious, but I think it was like more strategic. I guess. Again, I don't know. I wasn't there. I've only been there one time, um, but yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it seemed like a lot of like you said a lot of big highlight plays that happened, and it was a lot of well being on trampolines, they were making catches, like diving in the air, and I don't know, it just always seemed kind of chaotic at times.
Yeah, and I also remember like the beginning too. There would be like a lot of people using the trampolines and jumping around, and as a veteran of Sky Zone, like that's the last thing you want to do. You want to be as planet as possible.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of fun, and it was like it looked pretty serious on that court, so it was always fun to watch. But yeah, I never thought watching that as a kid that I'd be playing it for a sport now. So
Yeah, it's crazy. About half of Team USA, maybe even more now, at least on the foam side. A lot of us came from like the Sky Zone days.
pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, on to the next question. How often do you play dodgeball and where do you play?
So I usually only play with RYD, like they're seasonal, so they're like there's a winter and then there's a fall. And with them I play once a week, just like a weeknight kind of thing. And then we have our provincial practices where we play once a week again. So it's usually like 2 to 3 times a week, I'd say I'm playing dodgeball when it's getting active and everything like that.
And what ball types do you play?
We in Sask we only play 7-inch foam.
So I don't know if you're friends with him, Owen.
Owen Kemble?
Yes.
Yeah.
He played on flight for nationals and he
Hmm.
played no sting with us. And he so we won And Owen was super excited. He's like, "Boys, this is the first time I picked up a no sting ball." I was like, "There's no way this is the first time you fucking thrown a no sting ball."
We don't like at our nationals, like clubs is straight 7-inch foam. There's no like your guys nationals, you guys have a shit ton of divisions, and it's like so with us we only have foam, so it's just a straight foam championship. But we have cloth in Canada, but it's not like as popular as it is in like the States or other countries, like countries in Europe. I know it's pretty popular there. But yeah, it's mainly played in a lot of places. Like I feel like Ontario and Alberta are pretty big provinces for cloth.
Cloth, I feel like really hasn't picked up steam in the US until about 2-ish years ago, maybe 3 years ago. Um, and I wouldn't say it's definitely not the most popular ball type. I mean, I'm not a fan of it, so I'm not just saying that, but I feel like it's foam, then cloth, and no sting. But I do know that there is a lot of like leagues in the states that are now starting to at least like flirt with foam and also cloth. Like there's like the DMV dodgeball. I know they do a lot of cloth down there. Philly dodgeball, Boston dodgeball. There's some Connecticut dodgeball that they start doing cloth. And yeah,
Yeah, I feel like cloth is a I personally have never played cloth before. I've thrown a cloth ball before. It's not my favorite ball. Like they're pretty, I don't know, they're just not my kind of ball type. Like they're bigger balls and I've got pretty small hands, so I'd rather stick to the nice squishy foam balls than the because you can't really squish a cloth ball. They're pretty hard, like firm balls. So yeah, I've heard they can hurt at times pretty bad.
yeah, I have a very bad finger injury from it like a year and a half ago. So I after that I'm like, nope, I'm never playing again. Um, so not for me.
Yeah, it's just I think it's just not like if I was to throw a cloth ball, I wouldn't be the most accurate person in the world. Like I know there's people in like I feel like cloth and foam is obviously a way different game than each other. Like in my opinion, foam's a way faster paced game, faster throws, obviously. But I feel like cloth is more of like strategic and it relies on a lot of like team throws kind of thing. Since I feel like it would be easier to block a cloth ball over than blocking a foam ball that can like I don't think there's a lot of like curves being thrown with cloth balls or anything. So it's usually just a straight ball coming at you most times, unless I mean it's a very experienced player. But in my opinion, I think cloth's a way different ball type than foam for sure.
I've only played one claw tournament, so I can't really speak on like if people throw curveballs or not. I really don't know. But I mean, you can finger block, so it should be if you're a half decent ball blocker, I think you should be able to ball block a cloth ball pretty easy.
Hmm. Yeah, way different thing. And the ball is also bigger. And yeah, I would think it would be coming at a slower speed than a foam ball.
The thing is, though, that you could throw it. I don't know the exact dimensions, but you could throw it a lot closer. Like honestly,
Hmm.
I don't know if you guys have ever played like 8.5 before, but I think it's like very similar dimensions to an 8.5 court.
Yeah, because I think you can go all the way up to that attack line on the other team. So yeah, you're throwing from a lot closer than a normal court. So
Yeah, you do have like that neutral zone that I feel like is kind of fun. Like a player like me, especially like back in the day with 8.5, like that's somewhere where I would like to kind of live in if I'm not on that back line. But yeah, just tough to throw, and yeah, you can't squeeze the ball. It's tough to get a grip. I also have small hands, so I can actually throw the ball better lefty than righty because my right pinky is just so fucked now. But yeah. All right, let's get into the next question. Can you talk about your community and the league that you currently play in?
so I feel that our our league has grown a lot with Regina Youth Dodgeball. It's obviously all youth, so there's don't quote me on this, but I want to say close to 150 athletes currently playing.
Wow.
So it's like we've got divisions that are junior, which are, I believe, 7 to 9. And then we've got intermediate, which is 9 to 12, and then senior is 13 to 17. So, and in senior for the next season, we plan on having like 6 teams of like around 8 or so, and then there's usually like 6 teams in intermediate as well, and then usually just junior, there's just a crap ton of kids because I mean it's a fun thing for your kid to do. It's not serious. It's just go play a game you probably play at school very often. So
No, that's awesome. I mean, so you said 6 teams, so you get to play against 5 other teams pretty
yeah.
frequently, and then you have kids watching you guys, and there's like a
Hmm.
pipeline. So hopefully they just keep on moving up.
Yeah. I mean, I've well, as of right now, I'm the only kid to play at a provincial tournament, but with our provincials coming up, there will be more kids playing that are close to my age. So it'll be fun to see some other kids playing on the a little bit higher level competition than just our rec. So
No, that's awesome to hear. I currently don't. I mean, I don't want to misspeak here. I don't know of any leagues in America that are like youth. Like I know of a bunch of adult dodgeball leagues, but nothing youth wise.
I'm pretty sure there is a youth league in Minnesota, I think. I'm pretty sure there's a Minnesota youth dodgeball there, but I don't know how big it is or if it's known around the states, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, but I haven't seen like a lot. I know Canada's developing a lot, like Winnipeg's got some, there's some like Alberta's getting some, Ontario's getting some going. But yeah, it's just, I mean, if you understand dodgeball and you understand how to coordinate a league, like most are getting started by pretty high level teams. Like some of RYD's coaches are some of Sask's best like players out there. And there's places like Ontario, they've got Matt Wood starting that, and he's a top player in Ontario. So it's just I feel like just combining as a whole province and just starting that league. And because I mean the adults aren't going to last forever. Like not everyone can play till Jeff Snow age or something. Not everyone can survive that long. So having those kids coming up to like fill those spots is I feel like a good idea for all everywhere to start really.
Yeah, for sure. And like you have veterans obviously want to get back, and then you have kids that have mentors to look up to.
Well, like especially for me playing at I've played at like a, a lot of tournaments in Winnipeg like Westerns and Go that I've talked to and played against and even played with many players that are like top of like Canada. I don't think I've played against Cam, but I don't think I've played against anyone else that's from the US. But I've played against a couple women, like I played against Jackie from the US, and I think I haven't played against much US, but I've played against some of the top players from Canada, and it's just amazing to learn, even if I'm on the court or just watching them. I think it's just a great experience to be young and having so many people to look up to.
Yeah, for sure. I'm super jealous because again, like I'm 30 years old, and I think right now is an awesome time to be playing dodgeball, and especially for you to, I mean, not that you just got into it, but I mean, you're 17 years old. Like everything is like so kind of new to you still, and you're very green, and you have all these people, and like social media is really big now.
Hmm.
'Cause like when I was 16, like yeah, there was like Instagram, but like it really wasn't big. Like you couldn't even post a video on Instagram back in the day. It was just pictures.
Yeah, I feel like that's one thing that as a kid, especially like watching like I remember seeing like obviously Shoto's contents everywhere. There's like Bo's contents everywhere. Everyone now has content always posting, and I feel like that's an amazing way to get yourself out there. And I think it's an amazing opportunity that I can do that. And a lot of veterans couldn't do that at the time to showcase their skills other than recorded content if there was anything.
It was just like honestly a lot of YouTube stuff. And like me personally, I've always recorded so like I can go back and see like, you know, footage of me playing at Sky Zone from forever ago. But I'm not going through and editing and I mean I had like an iPhone 5 thing was like tiny as shit. Like there's not like CapCut or InShot or anything.
Yeah, I feel like that's why, especially me, I take big advantage of whenever anything's being filmed, I always take anything out of it. And yeah, like tournaments, you got to hope for those. Just play good, but I mean, it's always nice when you get those highlight reels out of some games. So just looking for those sometimes. That's all.
Or farming.
Yeah, exactly. You got to become the next Panchenko. So it's all he does on the court, it seems. Doesn't matter how serious the game is.
Yeah, he's a funny guy. Yeah. All right, next question. Do you remember your first tournament?
So my first tournament was, I believe it was an Epic Go tournament, which is held in Winnipeg every year. And it's like just like a charity tournament that gets funded for kids in, oh my God, I think it's Africa, I think. And they raise money and then they collect that money and they buy things like they bring dodgeballs to Africa and teach kids how to play dodgeball so they have like that extra activity, or they get like things like essentials like clothes and all those essentials that you can just give to those kids that they might not have. So I feel like that's also always a tournament that especially Sask and Manitoba are probably some of the biggest contributors to that team because I mean we're really close to Winnipeg and I think it's just obviously a amazing like cause to go towards.
And I'm assuming just after that first tournament, you were hooked immediately.
Yeah, for sure. That was my first like competitive level tournament where I played against like that was when I was 15 years old. I played against some of the top like I played against Royals plus Cam Parkey. I played against like some Ontario players, so it's just I feel like that immediately hooked me, especially to the competitive side. That's where I feel like I belong in dodgeball. I feel like I really enjoy playing against higher level competition because it helps me get better. And I think it's always good to play against someone better than you because you can always learn from it.
For sure. Iron sharpens iron.
Exactly.
All right, next question. This could be a good welcome to dodgeball moment or a bad one, but have you had a welcome to dodgeball moment?
So I've had a I haven't had like a bad welcome to dodgeball moment, but I've had some funny ones where like obviously when I first started playing after that Westerns, I wasn't even playing. I was shagging on the back and I went down to grab a ball and I look up and there is a ball coming at about 105 kilometers an hour and smokes me in the face and my nose just gushes blood. It's like, oh, that's what dodgeball is, I guess. And I've learned to that dodgeball comes with many face shots and can't really predict them and just got to deal with them, I guess.
Yeah, damn, that sucks.
Yeah, I was like freshly into like competitive things and I'm just minding my own business, doing what just shagging in the back, and then next thing you know, I get an absolute heater to the face. So
At least it was a foam ball.
at least it was a foam ball. I wouldn't want to imagine what a cloth ball would feel going that fast.
A cloth ball or like a no sting ball. Like my welcome to dodgeball moment is getting 8.5 ball to the face by Mikey and Billy at the same time. But like one of these, like one really really bad face shot I can remember from back in the day is at Sky Zone. So you would have to wear like these Sky Zone socks. And
Mm.
like obviously they're gonna like vacuum the trampolines, but I mean there's gonna be like small debris, sand, whatever that kind of kicks up. And I was like in the right corner playing at Sky Zone, and I never saw the ball coming. And there must have been something that got kicked up or on the ball, and it hit me in like my left eye, and I couldn't see shit. And I ended up scratching my eye, but it was bad.
Yeah, I feel like because we've got a place in here that's called it's Get Air, so it's basically just like Sky Zone. You just wear like the grippy socks you wear at Sky Zone, and it's just trampoline park. But we didn't have like obviously the dodgeball things or anything. So we had like the dodgeball like area, but it was never like there was no tournaments held or anything. Like it's just there's dodgeballs in there. You just go throw them at whoever's in there. And yeah, I never really thought it was anything big until started playing it. So
Yeah. All right, next question. Do you plan on traveling and playing in more tournaments? Maybe tournaments in the United States?
so I definitely plan on getting out to tournaments this year as much as I can. Like, I unfortunately can't come out to kickoff this year because we've got provincials placed on the same day as kickoff, so can't get there this year. But I want to go to the Clash at least this year and get out there because I know there's a lot of, especially the summer one, there's a lot of top tier talent with, I mean, Outsiders is always there. There's always Shred. There's everyone comes, so it's just always a good tournament and just get experience and yeah, just get out there. But for the US, I'm honestly, if there's times where I'm free and don't have anything planned and have the money for it, I mean, I wouldn't be mad at coming to the US and playing a couple tournaments. I know I talked to quite a lot of people from the US, so it's just, I think I'd be able to find a team there if I wanted to.
Yeah, I think you will be able to for sure if that's something that you wanted to do. And honestly, there's been a lot of Canadians kind of coming down over like the last year or two. So I've been playing for a long time, and I feel like whenever I play someone on the court, whether they know it or not, I know them.
Hmm.
And I remember, was it 2 years ago, playing at Nationals, not the previous one in New Orleans, but in Kansas City. And there was a guy on the other side of the court, and I think he was playing on Shred. And I was like talking to people beforehand because I knew that we were playing them, and I didn't know who the guy was. I'm like, hey, who is this guy? And I want to say his name is Roan, I think.
Hmm.
Bald guy.
From Canada?
He's from Canada. He's like disgusting at throwing. He has really good hands. And long story short, I was asking people, I'm like, what is this guy good at? What is this guy not good at? And they're like, he's good at everything. There's nothing he's bad at. And I was like, okay, I got to learn on the fly here. But long story short, it's good to see a lot. There's a lot of Canadians coming down to the U.S. and there's been a lot of Americans going up to play kickoff and clash.
Yeah, I saw there even at your guys' nationals there was even people from like Alberta, and then I also saw like Campbell was playing with you guys in some divisions. He's also played with Grizzlies, I'm pretty sure as well. So I mean, it's just good to see both sides kind of clashing together and just playing with each other kind of thing.
There was a team that came down from Canada, and I don't know their names, but they played in the Minnesota round last year.
I think there was a couple that went down. There was the one team, I think Rogue came down from Manitoba was there, and I'm pretty sure Tempest might have went down there, but might have been a mix of some other people. Um, I know Zed came down to a couple. That's some Alberta with like Megan McCaffrey and Melissa Hall and all of them. But yeah, I think it's nice to see Canadians coming down to those, and it's definitely a plan I definitely want to do for sure.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. All right, next question. I feel like I know the answer to this, but I gotta ask. Do you have a favorite artist to listen to before you play dodgeball?
In my opinion, I would say it would be it'd be like I listen to like a Future or like an NBA Youngboy sometimes because his stuff is pretty gets you hyped up sometimes. But most of the time, if I'm listening to something, it's very upbeat and it just got to get me going. So
I thought you were gonna say Drake.
I feel like uh I listen to him more of like a chill thing. I feel like I'm not a huge fan of his like rap things. I think he's more of like a R&B kind of person. Like I feel like especially now with like his Iceman that's supposed to coming out, I really hope it's not gonna be like him trying to rap because I don't think he's that kind of artist anymore.
Oh, hot take.
Like I feel like his what were the song like his recent songs that came out like the what was it? His recent ones. But it was like the heavy rap ones, and I honestly wasn't a big favorite of them. But like his album, the Some Sexy Songs for You or whatever it was with
Yeah,
Party
yeah.
Next
Party
Door,
next
I
door, yeah.
think that was a pretty solid like album with like a chill Drake that wasn't like super heavy rap. Like I think he can rap, but it's not like he can't rap like a on a super hard beat in my opinion.
No.
I'm definitely dating myself, but I mean, when I was in high school, he was coming out with like the classic albums. But I mean, yeah, some sexy songs for you. There's like 4 or 5 good songs. For all the dogs, I feel like got teased for like 2 years.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, he was in like the most recent 21 Savage album.
Hmm.
Uh, that was a pretty good song, Mr. Recoup. But yeah, Drake for me, that's definitely one. I like Kendrick a lot. I don't know about you.
I feel like Kendrick has a lot of good songs, and it's like he's kind of like a Drake kind of thing where he's got his rap and then he's also got his songs where he's got some songs with like say like SZA for example where they're kind of more like laid back and kind of like relaxed kind of songs and like his songs like say like even like the Not Like Us for example where it's a pretty like heavy rap kind of song where I mean just a crazy song in general but um I mean I'm a big fan of both honestly. I'm a person that listens to all kinds of music except I'm not a heavy favorite of country, but I kind of listen to everything for sure.
That's fair. The GNX album, that's fire for me. But I mean, he's got some like classics, like Good Kid, Mad City.
Hmm.
Absolute banger.
Yeah, I'd say like honestly, he's got a lot of, especially like some of his songs from a little while ago, I think are some of his like top songs for sure. Yeah, I think I agree with you on that GNX. I think that was a really good album for sure. Um, but yeah, I think music is just it's a good music's amazing.
Gotta. I normally set up my phone and then I start streaming. And now I have a work phone, so I need to bring my work phone and connect like my headphones to that to start warming up. But it's been something that I started doing probably in the last year, where instead of just recording, I stream it, and
Hmm.
like I can't listen to music, and I'm like, dude, I got to figure something out. So kind of a funny story. My dumbass for the Philly ball that was in December. I was listening to music with like these headphones on, and I
Hmm.
forgot to turn the headphones off. And I opened up YouTube and I went all the way up top and I started streaming. And I went back and I watched it and I'm like, the audio is terrible. What happened? And then I put two and two together. I'm like, you're an idiot. You didn't turn your headphones off. And the audio was from my headphones in a bag.
That's insane. Like I'm that person too where I'm a like at dodgeball tournaments I'm a big music person like if I'm not on the court I've got at least one AirPod in my ear like just at least flowing some music but if I'm warming up before games I've got two AirPods in just kind of like just getting the hype back up and like getting ready for that game but yeah I'm a big music person especially when it comes to sports.
Have to be. All right, next question. Do you have any role models slash mentors in the dodgeball community?
I feel like I have tons like there's a lot of people that started off my kind of thing. Like I met a lot of those Team Canada guys like Mergler and Rowe and all those guys where we met like I met like Kalen for the first time and all those people have been people I've talked to for I mean the rest of my dodgeball career where if I see them at tournaments I just have a nice conversation with them like we see each other all the time but we don't so it's just I feel like obviously like a lot of guys in Canada, like Josh Oasis is a big guy. Obviously Kalen Estabrook's. There's even though like Danchenko's so young, I obviously he's close to my age, so I look up to him. Murgo is a big person that was always super nice, but I think there's tons that like obviously, and then there's like Shota with all the content that really helps ideas, putting out content, and he's really like who I learned to make content from because just looking at his videos and wanting to learn how to do it, I think I reached out to him at one point. I was like, "How do you do this?" And then I mean, that's how I do it now. So
That's awesome to hear. And obviously, like you're from Canada, so everyone's very welcoming, which is cool.
yeah.
When I first got into dodgeball, it really wasn't like that. It was also very regional. So we had like east, west, north, south. So you would play in your region, and then you would have national. So like you would meet people that you never met, or you see one person like I don't know that one person one time a year at nationals. But now with how the USA tour is, you get to travel with with your team and you get to meet new people and everyone's a lot more welcoming, and social media I feel like is a big presence now. And I don't have TikTok, but obviously TikTok is huge too.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of people that I've talked to on social media that I have never met before, but I really hope to meet, but I would still be able to call them like a friend in a way. Like Bo, for example, like I'd say like he's like a definitely a good friend. Like I've never met him before, but like we've talked a lot of times. Like I think it's just there's people that I've talked to so many times that I haven't met before that I just need to meet soon. So, but I think social media is a great like way to connect people, especially in the dodgeball world for sure.
If it wasn't for social media, honestly, I wouldn't even have met Bo, which would mean that I wouldn't even play on the current team I play on. So yeah, I think social media is awesome for dodgeball.
Yeah, I feel like it just really just helps connect everything and just build the sport. Like all the amazing like social media platforms, not even like the individual players. Like there's obviously like Shota and Bo that put out tons of good content for their like thousands of followers, but there's even leagues like Philly Dodgeball is like amazing account that puts out really good content. There's Cactus Dodgeball puts out a lot of good content. There's even like DMV puts out some good content. So it's like just even seeing like those leagues putting out quality content is amazing to see for sure.
Totally. And this is going to be a shameless plug, but I currently am starting to run a new dodgeball league out in Connecticut. Connecticut Dodgeball. Go follow it on Instagram. But yeah, we are going to be streaming. We're going to be putting out social media clips and trying to get as much engagement as possible and really highlight the players that play in our league.
Yeah, it sounds like a great idea because yeah, I feel like it's never a bad idea to highlight your players and show people what you have in your state, even your city. It's like just always keep pushing it because I mean, there's never a limit to how many people you can reach. Like I'm pretty sure Shota had that one video where it was like what 30 plus million views or something it had. Like you never really know what you can really do on social media.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because I think it got shared to like Sports Center or something and it ended up like blowing up and having like 30 million plus views or something.
Damn. Okay. I mean, it showed us, so that's not too surprising, I guess, but that's fucking crazy.
I don't even get how you get that many views. I haven't even hit a video. I don't think I've even hit a video 10K plus yet.
Jeez. I definitely have not myself.
I don't even get how you get that many views.
All right, next question. What was the path to the team you currently play on?
So the path to mine was we started last year just before our provincials in December. So it was about we started in about October, I'd want to say. We kind of practiced for 10 weeks or so. We went to provincials as a team that a lot of our team was like either rec players that have been playing for a long time or players that have been just some players have been playing on the competitive scene like my fellow captain Parker. He's been playing for a while now and he's been to every uh nationals that Sask has been to. So I mean there's experience there and then as well as me being a captain on that team, just being that so young and still being able to be a captain and be a leader is I mean always a plus. But yeah, it was honestly we started for 10 weeks. We practiced like once or twice a week and it was just like whenever we could and we got to provincials. We made to the semifinal. We lost to a team Impact that ended up going to clubs. And yeah, I think it was just we were just a little unexperienced, but we've been practicing now for the last almost year, and we're about to go into our second provincials, and I think we can make some big moves there for sure.
Hell yeah. And your team name is Rejects.
Yeah, yeah,
I love the jersey color, that green and white and yellow.
yeah. The I think we are all really proud of their jerseys, and honestly, like I don't know how we came up with them, but it was just we were thinking some graffiti and the wolf one's pretty sick as well. So it's just I think we came up with some good like content for our jerseys, and then as well as I mean, just we're getting some merch done and everything like that, so we can rep all our logos and everything. So
Not this past weekend, the weekend before, John Gatlin from Boston, he came down to go play in our league, and he was wearing a Team Impact jersey, and I had to do a double take, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck?
yeah, I feel like it's just so insane. Like you can see anyone wearing any jersey because I mean, Bo bought one of my jerseys and it's currently shipping out to Boston, but it's nice. It's taking its sweet ass time. So, but yeah, it's like the amount of jerseys I have are it's insane, even though I've been collecting, not even like trying to collect jerseys, but you see that jersey online that catches your eye, you're like, oh, I gotta buy that. So it's
Yeah.
just I've got so many jerseys. I've got like I don't even know, 30 plus at least. So it's just it's incredible to see like people wearing your jersey is always like cool to see. And then I mean there's just so many cool jerseys out there.
I think I'm at the point where I'm like, all right, I'll limit myself to like 3 jerseys a year, and then I always buy like an extra jersey or two of mine to jersey swap.
Yeah.
But yeah, the jersey game is crazy. I think I have at least 80 in my closet. Like I have a whole closet dedicated to just jerseys at this point.
Yeah, I've got a whole drawer in my dresser that's full of just straight dodgeball jerseys. So it's getting pretty crazy, and it feels like every month they just keep adding up and adding up.
It was probably, man, when did we start that team? I think we started like my original competitive team was actually called Team Impact. So
Mhm.
when I saw that jersey, I'm like, oh shit! But obviously it's not the same design. But
Yeah.
um, it's just cool because like there was I forget what tournament it was recently, but I saw someone wearing like the OG Impact jersey from I think it was like 2017, and I was like, it's crazy that people still wear that, and it's like a good feeling when you see someone like wearing your jersey or like your old team's jersey and you're like, dude, that's from forever ago. Like that's still pretty cool.
Well, it's like I feel like well, I've obviously got way more jerseys of other people than I do myself. Like I would rather have more people jerseys than obviously myself because I mean, always good to rep other people and then it's always nice to see other people rep you. So I mean, it's a plus, it's a win-win on both ways. So
I made the terrible decision when I started collecting jerseys of getting my last name on all of them. And I think after like my third or fourth year, I'm like, hey, let me switch this around. Let me get like my favorite player on the other team or like a player and a number or something like that. So I'll throw a jersey on and, in our Connecticut league and people are like, oh, who's that? Like just an OG player that doesn't really play anymore. But yeah, it's cool to see a jersey, brings back good memories.
mhm.
It's not something that like, there's jerseys I haven't worn in years, but it's cool to throw a super old jersey on and play in it.
Yeah, I feel like jerseys are it's cool to always have them, always good to wear, and yeah, they're just sick and fun to see and everything.
Yeah. All right. Next question. Build your doubtful Mount Rushmore of GOATs. This can be US or Canadian players. And you are from Canada, so you may not know what Mount Rushmore is or how many faces are on Mount Rushmore. It's
I'm
four.
pretty it's four. That's what I was thinking. I'm pretty sure I've been educated on it. That's like don't even try to ask me who's on there, but I know of Mount Rushmore, but man, okay, I want to make some diversity in here. I want to do Canada and US, so it's not just straight Canada. I think on the Canada side, I think Jeff Snow's got to be up there. I mean, the guy can throw with both fucking arms, so at equal speed, so you gotta, and he's still playing, and he's played on Team Canada last year, so I mean, gotta give the guy props. So, man, who's another? There's so many good veterans out there in Canada. Who's out there? I think I gotta give it to my guy, Jason Mergler. I mean, he's been playing dodgeball since I think he started at like 16, like same age as me, so he's been playing at a pretty high level for a long time. So I think those are my two Canada. Ooh, I don't know a ton of like US dodgeball like veterans that are for that Mount Rushmore.
Mm.
Hmm. See, like maybe like a. Who's think of some older players.
So Dylan's been playing for a long time. I know you mentioned him earlier.
Yeah, I feel like he's like he even with like the content with the playing and he's like you said, he's just been playing for a long time. I think he definitely like could be up there. Like Shota's still really young, right? He's like still 20s, right?
Yeah, I think he's in his early to mid 20s. And I think he started playing in like competitively in like 2020. Like the first time I played against him was like 2022.
Yeah, I feel like who's some other like some people that deserve to be up there.
I don't know
Who
if you
can
know who
help
like
him.
Justin Pine is, but he's been playing for like I mean he was on Doom like a super long time.
I feel like yeah, that must have been the person that was on Rushdown that they were talking about, or is somebody else, but I think if he was playing for Doom and he's still playing and I think I've heard his name quite a lot and he's been playing at I think at Nationals he was playing and he won a couple, so but yeah, I think he should be up there because I mean if you're still playing on Sky Zone was quite a while ago, so and he's still a competitive player, so yeah, I think it would go probably Dylan, and then I'd go Justin Pine, and then Mergler and Jeff on Canada's side for sure.
It's a good four. And Pine, he's absolutely disgusting at every ball he touches. Like I still know like he goes to Canada. He just went to API and I think he was like top three in kills. So I mean
Oh,
he
nice.
he's still an absolute dog.
I think I saw a clip of him. It was at a US tour, I think. I think it was a Dodgeball Live clip of him popping a ball across,
Yeah.
I think.
No,
That was
it was a foam ball.
a foam ball?
Yeah, it was a foam ball. It was a new bat
That's
and foam
crazy.
ball. Yeah. I was
That's
playing on the other
insane.
side because he did that in the semis, and I was playing semis on the other side, and I heard it, and I'm like, what was that sound? That's crazy. And I saw the clip of it afterwards, and my buddy Matt Levine, he threw the ball. And you could see he throws the ball, and Pyan just goes out of bounds on catches it and pops the shit out of it. And it was insane.
It was just like crazy to see and crazy like how does that even happen?
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know exactly how old he is, but I know he's around 40. So I mean he really got to that ball.
Yeah, for sure. That's crazy.
All right. Next question. Do you have any hobbies other than dodgeball?
I'd say like I'm a pretty active person. Like my whole life I've been into the sports. Like I've never played like super competitive versions of sports, but I'd say I'm like pretty decent at most sports. I enjoy playing hockey at times. Like I know how to skate because I mean it's like at times you just go on the ice and just skate. But like I've played basketball before. I've played like not tackle, but I've played like flag football, so I understand the game a little. But I've played soccer. I've played baseball, play dodgeball now. So I think I'm just an active person. I enjoy moving around. I enjoy working out, kind of being in the gym. So it's just, I think I just enjoy being active most times.
So all pretty good hobbies. All right. And last question before you get into questions from the people. We talked about it earlier. You used to have a dodgeball podcast that was pretty active. Do you want to talk about that?
So I feel like it was the Off the Court podcast, and I feel like it was going very strong. Like especially the people in Sask really enjoyed that podcast, and I had two guests on. I had one of our local players in Regina, Kayla Toff, and it was it was a really good first episode. It was kind of about the local dodgeball in Sask and just everything like that. But and then my second episode was with Sienna Davies from England, and she plays UK. She played on the UK team that went to the Junior Euros Championship in Spain, I believe it was. But yeah, they like there's youth dodgeball in Canada that's foam, and then there's youth dodgeball that is mainly cloth in like Europe and especially in the UK. But I feel that it was really cool having the podcast and like obviously love watching the podcast. Like I listen to Rushdown all I can, listen to this one whenever I can, and it's just I think obviously it's fun to be on this side of it as well as that side, asking questions and getting to meet new people. Like that was one of the first times I ever talked to Sienna before. I was just like, oh, you want to hop on the podcast? Let's do it. So, but it's honestly just being with that was during the summer where the later months in August where I had a lot of time to do, I had a lot of free time where I could just be like, oh, you want to do this then? And then we just do it. But now that school started back up, I'm working a little bit more. We've got dodgeball running. It's kind of hard to find those times where I'm not doing something. So it's honestly been, I stopped it for about a couple months, and honestly now I'm kind of ready to push forward and get it back up. So I've launched everything back up. I've got the YouTube, I've got the Facebook group and everything that everyone can join. And yeah, I think I'm ready to fire that back up and get everyone on it.
So I'll put the link in the description, but do you want to shout it out?
You can find it on YouTube at the Off the Court, and it's just a dodgeball podcast. It's just me interviewing people across the world and just showcasing everyone's talents and everything. And then also on Facebook, you can find the Facebook group, which is just Off the Court dash a dodgeball podcast. So it's just another group where you'll find all the links for the episodes that are released, the channel link, and you can really introduce yourself. There's some people that you just tell everyone what you've done, your accomplishments, what you want to do. Just feel, I want everyone to feel welcome in that group for sure.
That's awesome to hear. So last year I tried to have a lot of Connecticut people and people in New England. Like I play in LI Kick, which is Long Island, New York. So I've really
Mhm.
been trying to highlight like players in that region. But I did mention on the pod last year, and you were actually the person that I thought of, but I didn't say it. But I'm like, I want to have people on that I don't really know, and I just kind
Mhm.
of want to learn about them and their dodgeball story. And yeah, I think that's awesome that you do that.
Yeah, I feel like it's always good to meet new people, no matter if you're gonna like meet them or not. I feel like you still should always want to meet people. Like I always meet people that I didn't think I'd ever meet or like talk to as much as I do now. But it's just always fun to talk to, like I'm a big talkative person. I like talking to other people. I can always do conversations, everything. So, I mean, it's always fun.
It's awesome. All right. Let's move on to questions from the people. Thank you to everyone that sent them in. I'm not even going to count. There's a lot. So thank you to everyone. Let's start with the first one. Question from Luke Finder. Who is your top 5 bucket list players to play with before you retire?
Okay, I got a lot of time before I retire, hopefully. But right now as a bucket list, I'd say Shota is definitely one. Like he's a crazy player. I mean, doesn't do anything but highlights on that court. Bo is definitely one for sure. There's some from Canada, like want to play with Murgler eventually, and want to play with Snow. And then honestly, like fifth, I gotta get this fifth person. Honestly, oh, it's hard to pick those five because there's so many people I haven't played with yet. But if I had to put one more.
Maybe like Nick DeChanko?
True, that's honestly like I feel like it's a bucket list player that I mean I know I will will hopefully play with before I retire, but I'm hoping to definitely play with or against those players by the time I retire.
Okay, that's a good 5. All right, next question. This is kind of a trap question because I got asked this on the rushdown, and then I had people reach out to me, and they're like, "I can't believe I didn't make your top 6." So this is kind of a trap
Oh, I saw this
question.
question.
This is kind of a trap question. All right, Pete Decker asks 6 favorite female players, 6 favorite male players.
Oh, this one's gonna be messy. There's there's so many people that deserve to be on this top six, but I know I'm gonna forget people and just don't take it to heart because I know there's so many people out there that deserve to be on this top six that I know I'm gonna regret not saying as soon as I get off of this. But favorite players for men's would probably be like to watch, obviously Shota, like he's obviously like a big person I look up to in the game and just especially content wise. There's obviously Nick Danchenko, like he's a person that I enjoy talking to, dodgeball or not even dodgeball related. Like we'll talk on the regular. There's honestly Pete Decker has been one of my favorite. He was one of the first people that I met, and I met him at a Team Canada clinic in Regina when they were practicing their rosters, and they held like a clinic where they had their practice and they had us come out and we were allowed to shag for their teams, or we were allowed to at the end we'd have practice and like a fun kind of day with them. And he was kind of like the first person I talked to. And we were doing a drill where he kind of threw at me and I caught one of his balls, and that was like a surreal moment. And it was just, I'm pretty sure it was just like that. And then I saw him at other tournaments, like I saw him at clubs, and it was just always that. And then I got one of his jerseys. I've seen him so many times, but yeah, I think he is definitely one of my favorite players to watch. And he's just, I mean, he's for the kids. Like he enjoys, like he was at Worlds, reffing and everything like that. So, fourth, I'd say Mergler's definitely up there because I obviously is another person that was at that team kind of clinic that was very welcoming, and obviously a big like mentor that I looked up to at the start. And five has got to be favorite player. Probably probably got to be Bo as well, like another person I talk to quite often. Like he's just a great guy, always gives me tips, looks over my film sometimes, so it's just always there to help. And six, um, I've got to give it to Jeremy Bizzle. I think he
Oh,
is
nice.
another great guy, and he is super supportive on my game, and just another person I haven't met yet, but I know I'll meet in the near future for sure.
Super nice guy.
Yeah, he seems like a great guy.
All
And
right.
six women.
Yeah, six female. I don't even know
Okay.
six girls, so good luck.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hard six. Okay, number one has got to be Jenna D. She is one of the players for Rogue in Canada out of Manitoba. She is a fellow hype beast with me with VC, and she is just the definition of a hype beast on the court. If you're ever down, she will get you right back up in seconds. You'll see her, especially on the co-ed side. She will be messing around. She'll be just trying to have some fun. Like she's just a person that's very competitive times, but when she wants to have fun, she'll have fun. Number two, I'd say to watch Katie Brady. She is insane to watch. She has a disgustingly mean throw. She is very intimidating on the court, but off the court, she's an amazing person. But she just looks insanely intruding on the court. Third, it's bad. Let's see. Honestly, man, I seem like a horrible person right now. My brain is
I'll throw
blanking.
you a layup. I feel like this is probably going to be one anyways. But Megan McCaffrey, are you friends with her?
Oh yeah, for sure. She's like a person that like I feel that I haven't talked to a lot in person, but I've talked to a lot online, especially since she takes photos for our team every time she's at a tournament. Like if I know she's gonna be there, I'll always book her as soon as we can to get photos. Great prices, great photos, great amount, and it's just great person off the court and on the court. So it's just I think she's another. And then Melissa Hall from Riot, from Alberta. She is another hype beast, and she's just an amazing vibe on and off the court. And yeah, if you catch her at an after party, you'll always have fun for sure. Um, Another one, I'd say get some US people in there because I know there's some US people I really enjoy watching. Honestly, I think, mm, man, my brain is blanking. I was thinking of these before. Who's some US women that really catch my eye on that court?
Do you know who Ashley Cook is? She's on flight.
I Ashley Cook is definitely a person that I feel like I haven't seen of a lot recently, but especially at like big tournaments, she's a person that catches my eye, especially when she plays. Like I know she plays with Flight in the Open division, right? And
Hmm.
at the tours. I think that's amazing having like another girl on your team, even though because we don't have like the Open division where you can play with a girl on your team where it's just men's and women's. So it's cool to see that you guys have like inclusion where you can do that, but I think she's definitely up there. Like she's fun to watch. She seems like a great person. But yeah, and then six. I think I'm on six, right? Six is my last one.
Yep.
Let's see. I think I'm gonna go with this is a tough last one. Honestly, from the US, I'm gonna go with honestly, like just fun to watch and just seems like a good person. I haven't talked to her much, but like just her vibe seems kind of fun. Like Aurora Hashimoto honestly seems like a nice person. She seems like sweet. She seems like she'd be fun to be around kind of thing. Like she's developed a lot over the year. Her playing with the women's outsiders is obviously makes sense with Shota also playing with outsiders. But yeah, I think she just seems like a amazing person off on and off the court for sure.
It's a good six right there.
There you go. I'm sorry to everyone that should be on there that I forgot, but it was an on the spot thing that I should have thought of before.
That's tough. Unless you say like 30 people, like it's impossible. All right, next question. We got a bunch actually from Sophie Har. First question, what is the biggest thing you have learned from playing dodgeball?
Honestly, the biggest thing I've learned from playing dodgeball is as a especially starting as a kid, I felt like you need to keep your composure, you need to be calm on the court. Like I feel like as soon as you flip that switch in your head that you're frustrated, I feel like it's hard sometimes to flip back into your game and like fully get back into that like state where you know you're able to play your game at your fullest. Like I know when I first started, I wasn't as soon as I got into that mode where I was frustrated, I was not able to get out of it in that game especially, but I was able to bounce back in the next. But now I feel like I don't get frustrated as often if I get out, even if it's in like a dumb way. I feel like I try to just calm it down. Like obviously I know what I can do better, but if I do get frustrated, it's just one big play away from just flipping that switch right back into that normal mode.
That's a good answer. Always try to stay neutral. All right, next question. Favorite food?
Honestly, I would say it would have to be like I don't know, I'm a big like salad person in my opinion. Like it's not even like that I'm trying to like seem healthy. I'm a big like if I'm going to a restaurant, if I'm not getting a salad as a main course, I'll get like it on the side at least like any salad like if it's got like a chicken Caesar or anything like that it's just like the healthy option and I mean you can never go wrong with the salad.
Okay. Next question. Favorite dodgeball player to watch?
I would say favorite would probably be Shota just because I mean I've watched his content, I've watched a lot of tournaments he's played in, he's does all the cool stuff, he can just do anything really does, I mean, all the weird throws, all the diving catches and everything. You see him jumping out of bounds every other tournament. So, I mean, he's just fun, exciting player to watch.
Next question. Favorite dodgeball shoes?
They'd probably be my current ones I wear the most would be I wear the Jaw threes. They're the can't remember the exact name. They're like kind of like they kind of look like the Kobe Grinches, where they're that same colorway with the red laces and
Oh, yeah, yeah.
they match my rejects jerseys very well. So and they're very slim shoes and I have slim feet, so they honestly fit my foot like a glove. So I mean, I can't complain about them at all.
Okay, and last question from Sophie. Things that you're excited about for this year.
I'm excited for provincials coming up. I'm excited to see what uh the competitive scene brings for me and how much I can grow in it. Like I want to get out to as many tournaments as I can. Like if I got the money for it, I want to go, I want to travel, especially before I start years like as soon as I start university, it's going to be harder to miss school as I can in high school where I can afford to miss a day or two because I'm traveling back from another like place. So it's just I want to do as much as I can this year and just get out there and get my name out there kind of thing.
Do they have dodgeball at your colleges slash universities, like a
So
college team?
they have like rec, like they don't have like how you guys have in the States. I know like there's like Ohio State and like all those other that have like their own like nationals kind of thing, but we just have it like at my our local, it's just like a rec thing where anyone can just come play and it's not like serious rules or anything. It's just a school dodgeball kind of thing. But it'd be cool if we had something like the US did.
I mean, dodgeball is dodgeball at the end of the day, as long as you get to play. So it's
Yeah,
cool
for
that
sure.
like the universities have it, but um, the dodgeball for the colleges out here is like pinch 8.5, and it's like 20 and 20. It's on a basketball court. It's like the long way, not the short way. So it's not really dodgeball.
Yeah, I think I've watched a couple games before and their courts are like humongous and they like those balls are like disgustingly big and they're always pinching it and crazy and those things look like they hurt really bad when you get hit because some of those guys can fucking chuck a ball. But yeah, I think I would not want to get hit by an 8.5 ball.
Hell no. Been there, done that, never again. All right. Phoenix Dodgeball Club asks, favorite dodgeball shirt you own?
Hmm, it's gonna be a hard one because I have so many, but honestly, my favorite one would probably be so I have one from when I went to Worlds and I traded with a guy from Italy and he is another youth player. He's 18 now though, but he is an absolute force. He's huge. He's just got an insane arm and he played at the Euros recently last year and I think he's just nasty and I mean the Italy jerseys are nice. It's always nice to have international jerseys for sure. Like I've got tons from Canada. I've got some from US players, but I've only got one international, so I think that one's my favorite.
That's cool. All right. Next question. Roy asks, players from the World Youth Open that you think have the most future?
I think that same Italy guy I talked to, his name's Sasha. I think he is truly like he could have make it far if he continues to play and he's always in the gym. He's like jacked. He's got all of that. But honestly, like we played against Hong Kong and they are a disgusting country when it comes to dodgeball. Like I think their U18 tryout for their team had 300 plus athletes trying out or something.
Oh,
And it was
shit.
and they had their team was disgusting. Like all from their U12 team to the U15 to the U18, their whole team only lost one game.
Wow.
Their their U12 didn't lose a single game. Their U15 didn't lose a single game. Their U18 lost one game. And they swiped the whole tournament and they won all three divisions, which is
Wow.
uh I've never seen someone wipe a tournament like that before.
Damn. I know I was talking to Bo about Worlds and he was saying that or the Caribbean Cup and he's saying that Mexico they have like a crazy youth team that was playing and one of the kids was absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, I think that's what I was watching, that their U20s looked pretty solid out there and they played like even against the US men's team, they're putting up some solid, but like I feel like Mexico is one of those countries that has a nice solid like U20 team that could have, I mean, probably 5 to 10 plus years of success for sure.
It's awesome to hear. All right, next question. A question from John Gatlin. John asks, what's some advice you would give to an upcoming youth dodgeball player in the competitive scene? And when John asked this, he said, you have to hit Cohen with his own question.
This is a question I've asked to almost every player I've sent in a question to. I've asked John this question. I've asked Bo this question. I've asked Shota this question. I've asked everyone you could think of. Probably on Rushdown, I've also asked everyone on there as well. So it's just almost every time I hear the same thing. So I feel like I should give back their advice. And I think it works for me is just be a sponge. Like literally listen to everything someone says. Like take it, soak in if you're on the court, soak in who you're playing against, soak in what you see. It's just you can take so much away from even watching dodgeball. Like watching on the TV, you can see how certain people play. Like there's different styles from people like on the women's side where it's a more strategic, slower kind of game at times, and the men's side can be a super chaotic, fast throwing pace game. So I feel like it's just dodgeball has so many aspects to learn from, where there's people to learn from, there's film to learn from. Like if I think a great way, especially I've gotten better, especially as a player myself, is watching back my film and just seeing what I can improve on or what I did good on, so I just know what to do next. But I think honestly, just being a sponge is the definition of how to get better.
Yeah, it's the best advice I could give, whether you're, recording or someone else is recording, just watching back. And honestly, it's not the ones that you're gonna like really be happy to watch back, but it's the ones where you get your ass handed to you that you need to watch back.
Exactly. I mean, that's how you learn, really.
Yeah. All right. Next question. Question from Brittany Morales. How easy or hard is it to make content?
I feel like the content making process is the easy part. I feel like the process of getting the content can be the harder part. Like if I don't play at tournaments or have things recorded, I feel like they don't, I wouldn't have things to put out. Like I feel like that's when I space out some clips where it's the point where I'll post a clip that I done like 5 months ago that I just posted now because if I post all the clips at once, then they're eventually just going to die of content for however months until I'm back in another tournament. So, and then also you don't just, when you post something, you don't just like post anything. It's got to be some highlight because if you're posting something, usually you're looking for some attention, like looking for those views. So it's just, I mean, I think the making the content is the easy part. It's more of getting the content and getting those highlights, really.
Got to Aura Farm.
Gotta.
How many tournaments do you play in a year?
I'd say last year I played in about, I probably played in like 7 or 8, some local, and then went out to like 5 out of province tournaments. So it was like nationals with like nationals, what we call clubs, I guess now is like honestly like my big like jump up where I got picked up by that team we lost to, which I mean hurt, but it was a great group of guys, and I mean got to play my first high level tournament at 16, which is just, I mean, insane to me. And like even my coach said he played his first nationals at 30 something, and I played my first nationals at 16. So it's like honestly just incredible to have that opportunity. But I mean, I'm just hoping to keep going as long as I can.
All right. Next question. We got a few from Shota. First one. What are your career goals and what are this year's goals?
I would probably let's start off with this year's goals. I posted something about it, and I have 26 goals for 2026. I kind of got the idea from Dylan Cruz, how he's doing his 30 for 30. I thought that was a great idea, and I was like, let's do something like that. And I've got things like I want to do things that are dodgeball related, where I want to hit a throw speed of 105 kilometers an hour, like at least once. And I've had people already reach out to me hoping like Andrew Ketchum is supplying me workouts for arms, and well, I've heard he's one of the best throwers and there is out there. So
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's amazing all the support. And then I've got things like just like staying in the gym and being consistent and like even life goals like I'm not a big reader, so I'm gonna try to force myself to read some books and just kind of just do some things that I usually don't do that just to get myself out there and accomplish some new things.
I screenshotted this. I think you posted it like 3 days ago. You got some on here like be able to throw 105, six pack by 2027.
Let's do it.
Gotta hit it. Hit 185 pounds at bench press, hit 2K followers. Go follow this man on Instagram. Run a 5K, run a 10K, learn Spanish. So yeah, these are some awesome goals.
I mean, I'm just looking to achieve them. If I don't achieve them, I can still work towards them the next year, but I mean, looking to achieve them this year.
Always next year, but I do like that. Like for example, the running one. I think it was like 5, 10, and 20. I
Yeah.
have people that will tell me like, "Hey, I really want to like achieve this," and I'll be like, "Okay, well, what are your goals to work towards that?" And they're like, "No, that's just my goal." And I'm like, you can't that can't be your only goal. You have to have like 5 goals to work up to that because you have to see progress. Because if you don't hit your goal, you're just
Hmm.
gonna quit.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like the 5-10 thing is like, I mean, the five, if I can run that and that's like the first start. And then the 10 will be like the next step. And then maybe even like a 20K. And it's just got a marathon kind of thing where just keep leveling up from where I started. So it's just, you can only see progress from where you start.
Yeah. All right. Next question. As someone who started dodgeball so young, who has been a huge influence on your young career?
I'd say it would definitely be a lot of people in Sask would be a lot of big contributions to my career with like my coaches, and obviously RYD got me hooked, but honestly like just all the competitive players that I mentioned, like all my favorites and the top guys out there that I've talked to that honestly have given me nothing but great advice, or just people that have truly like helped me become a way better player than I was before.
All right. Next question from Pierce McKenna. Are there any challenges that you've had to face and kind of overcome with the age gap between you and some of your teammates or people that you may play against?
So I feel like it hasn't happened to me a lot, but I feel like we've played at some tournaments with adults, and it just seems like people don't see you as the same as when they play adults. Like some people seem to treat you as like less of a threat just because I'm younger, or I may look like a little tinier than a normal person does. Like I don't have all the facial hair yet or anything like that, where it's just, I think people see, I don't know about me, like I would say I'm like my name's out there, especially in Canada. Like I've been to pretty big tournaments. I've played against pretty big players. So it's just, but like I feel like other teams we've had out there is like they go easier, they kind of like treat them different, or they'll just try to take advantage of them because they're kids kind of thing. But I wouldn't say, I would say I'm a pretty mature kind of person where I take especially dodgeball very seriously, and I try to act as mature on and off the court as I can, especially when it comes to dodgeball things, because I want to take my sport seriously. But I would say I haven't had to deal with any problems with teammates or people on the court. I mean, maybe a couple times when things got heated on the court, but that kind of comes with the sport, so can't really complain about that.
That's good. Okay, next question from Pierce, and I will do another shameless plug here, but Pierce is actually the next guest I'm having on next week, so be on the lookout for that.
Gotta watch
Uh,
that.
yeah, it's gonna be a good episode. What's an attribute of another player you'd want to steal?
Mm, I feel like I've got a pretty decent throw. My catching can be on when it's on. My blocking is there at times. My dodging is pretty good because I'm pretty young, so I can move pretty fast. I'd say if I had to pick one thing to change, I'd probably take like Andrew Ketchum's throw. Like I think that's one
Oh,
thing that I would change about my game, is having that like just insane like power and accuracy that he has with all of his background he has. I think it's just a great addition to my game that I feel like could be a big addition with, I mean, I throw not as fast as like top players, but I think my max throw is just under 100 kilometers an hour. But it's
what's that in
always
miles per hour?
I don't know. I think it's like
I'll look it up. I don't know
it
if,
I would think like not crazy probably, but I don't know what a top throw in miles per hour is in the US or anything, but
65 miles per hour would be 105 kilos.
I mean, I don't know what like a normal like what a Shota throws or what Andrew actually throws, but
Probably very high 70s, if not 80s.
that's insane.
Yeah, they're
That's
they're coming in hot.
that's well, I feel like when I started playing competitive, I realized that the dodging part of the game becomes a lot different, or the blocking, because with balls coming at crazy speeds with their fastballs can be something, but I mean there's players that throw disgusting curveballs and all those things that you've got to pay attention to. So I feel like that just comes with the game as leveling up is just having to be able to adapt to that part of the game for sure.
Yeah, and that's a tough thing. Like a lot of these throws from these top players, they're coming in hot and they're not straight balls. Like they have movement on it. The ball's spinning. It's tough to read. Um, my first instinct is always like get out of the way because at Sky Zone it's kind of like cloth where you had 3 minutes, and if you had more players on your side of the court than the other team, then you won that point. So in my head, even though I've been playing for so long and I haven't played at Sky Zone forever, I still have the instinct to get out of the way and then go into a catch. But man, I thought you were gonna say showed his hands.
I mean, yeah, he's got some insane hands, and it's just I don't even understand how people be making grabs with like straight like fingertips is just I mean, he'll have a ball going over his head and he'll reach for it and still grab it and it's coming at an insane speed. So it just doesn't make sense to me. But I mean, I don't know. It's just like I feel like my catching can be pretty solid with at times like if I'm like if once I get a couple catches, I feel like I can make some pretty solid catches, but I think it just my throw is something that can level up soon for sure.
Cool. All right. Next question. Question from Jackson Lamar. Would you rather have a game-winning catch or a game-winning throw?
Um, I'd probably say I'd rather have a game-winning catch, honestly. Like if it's like that 1v1 situation, it's down to the wire and it's just you're coming down and you catch that ball. I feel like it's just I mean, there's nothing better than that for sure. Just grabbing in that clutch ball for sure.
That's a good question because I was thinking about this and I was like, oh, you could really go either way with this answer here.
Well, I mean, both throw, it's like even a throw is like, I feel like you just, a good place throw is just amazing. And then a catch is still like, both are equally as clutch, but I guess just based on the opinion for sure.
Mm-hmm. All right, next question. Question from Bo Tilly. What about your game? Or actually, what about your game? Nope, I got to reword this. What about your game are you looking to improve this year?
Um, in my opinion, I would say it would be, hmm, I would say it'd either be my blocking or my I'd say it'd be my blocking or probably my throw. Like I want to learn, like I've got a couple throws, like I can throw different fastballs and different, like some different curves and stuff, but I want to improve on those just a little bit more. But I'd say blocking is something that I want to definitely increase the skill of because especially playing against players that throw different curves and even fast, like just fast fastballs, they're coming in hot. So it's just reacting quick and reading the curveballs or where the ball is even coming from.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to ask you this question. I should have asked it beforehand. I skipped it, but for anyone who doesn't know, you're a VC hype beast. What's something about the brand that you like?
So the one thing I feel like I really enjoyed about the brand is, I mean, they're great quality products. They're a Canadian-based company. They've been doing like they're in other sports other than dodgeball. I think it's just all around a great company that produces, I mean, amazing merch. And I think it's just they have amazing customer service. It's just they're always inclusive. They're a very inclusive company. They are just they're for everyone. And I think we have a great hypebeast team, especially this year with we've got two US people. I think we got Tenny from the US and we also have Justin as well. So it's just I mean two amazing additions and then we got our Canadian crew. So it's just I think it's gonna be a big year for VC.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think you guys also have Jackie, right?
I don't we don't have Jackie. We've got obviously Jenna D. We've got um Ash from Quebec. We've got Melissa Hall. Um, and then we have like me, we've got Nick, we've got Justin and Tenny, we have Veronica Byard from Ontario and Valkyrie. We've got what else do we have?
Too many.
Too
Too
many,
many.
I
Too
can't
many to
remember.
name.
Too many to remember.
Yeah. No, that's good. I've seen Jackie on there a lot, so she just must be like the Instagram model for all your
Yeah,
clothing.
we VC's big into models. I know Quentin was on there. There was Nick's on there quite a lot. There was yeah, Jackie was on there. So it was just I mean, they're big into promoting their brand and getting their clothes out there. So
It's awesome. All right, and we got a few questions from Mike. Um, how good was the World Youth Championship in Canada?
I think it was a good experience. The tournament was ran pretty decent. I feel like it could have been ran a little bit better with a little bit more time in between games just to make sure they stay on time. That's the only thing I've seen at some tournaments that if you don't give enough buffer time in between, it kind of easily becomes behind with, I mean, anything can happen. There can be an injury that causes a 10-minute. There's sudden deaths that can go longer than normal, what you think they'll take. And it's just, I feel like that's the only thing is that it got delayed a little bit the one day because they just, the schedule got all messed up because of the times that were all screwed up. But I think overall it was a great experience. I mean, played against international people, played against different types of players that haven't played foam before. Like that UK team we played against, they've only been playing foam for 3 months, but they were still a solid team they finished in bronze, I think, in U18. I can't remember what they did for the other divisions, but they were still a good, like developed team in foam. They still understand the game of dodgeball. But yeah, it's just I think everyone deserves flowers at that tournament for sure.
Next question: who impressed you from other teams at the World Youth Championship?
I think obviously Hong Kong was I didn't know anything about their youth teams at the time. Like I didn't know what to expect going into it, but they were a big like wake up call when we played against them. They were all had disgusting throws no matter who was throwing at you. Especially that UK team. Obviously there was Mikey on that team he's team captain on their team. I think he was a great player. He's very vocal on that court. And
That's
then
Mikey Bailey.
yeah, I think that's got to be his dad, I'm guessing.
I think his dad's asking this. Yeah,
But yeah, and then I mean, I've become really close with a lot of international players, especially from worlds like obviously like Sienna wasn't there, but I became close with her. There's like Chloe Smith from their team, there's Tegan Griffiths, all like the women on that team were very strong as well. Like I think that whole team was just strong. Mexico had a lot of talent. They didn't have enough players there, I don't think. They only had like 5 or 6 players there, but I think they had a very solid team that has a very bright future for them this year.
all right, leading right into the next question. How good is the up and coming talent for Canadian foam teams?
I would say if we're talking like under 18, I'd say it's pretty solid. Like we saw at um Worlds, we have some things to work on, and it's just we have a little bit to step up on. But I feel like if we're talking like under 20 or so, we have like obviously we have like Danchenko that's making a big like statement in the world where he's playing with like Anarchy and he's playing with all these teams in the US and Canada at the same time. So it's just, and then there's also like Nathan Wu and there's me, there's like Will Chan that's only like 15 years old. And it's just, I think if we keep it going with the young guys, we could take over the world with the young guys for sure.
Yeah. All right, and last question from Foam Championships on Instagram. They ask, how do you feel you would cope playing against UK and European teams at a cup level?
I think it's a way different game because with like Europe teams and like in the UK and stuff, they play more foam and they like obviously different countries will have different play styles kind of thing. But I feel like they were honestly like a fun team to play against. But honestly, like I want to go out to the UK sometime, probably not this year, but eventually in the future, I want to go out and play at tournaments with like the people I've met there and all that stuff. But I mean, I wouldn't be against playing against UK people or anything at all.
Awesome. All right, that's all the questions I got. I know I've taken up a lot of your time and I appreciate it. Do you have
All
any
good.
closing thoughts or shout outs?
I mean, got a shout out to you for having me on. Always it was fun asking people questions. It's even more fun having people ask me questions just to get my name out there, just to hear all the experience and everything. But yeah, I mean, if anyone has wants any ask any more questions, you can always reach out to me on Instagram. You can, I mean, I've got crap ton of people on Facebook somehow. But yeah, just always don't be scared to reach out to me. I know I'm not like super experienced, but I mean, if you have a question about the youth side or what my feedback on things are, I'm always here to review anything or give feedback. But yeah, I think it was a good informational podcast, and I think we covered a lot of areas of my game and experiences. But yeah, it was a crap ton of questions I got asked for sure.
Yeah. All right. And where can people find you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram at c.padley3, and post I try to post at least a couple times a week or weekly at least, and just you'll always find highlight reels, you'll find posts of tournaments I've done, and just I mean, I'm always active. I try to engage with all my followers as much as I can, and it's just I mean, I'm young, so I'm always on social media, so you'll always find me on there.
Awesome. All right, Cohen. Thank you for hopping on.
Of course. Thank you.
Anytime. Peace.
See ya.